Hey everyone, I am here down in beautiful Havasupai campground in the Grand Canyon. In fact, if you scale real slow, you can kind of see just how far down we are. And I have been using a device that I thought would be an excellent HPI share that links HPI principle number 2 with resiliency. So before I get into that, one thing that I've been using down here is this Zoleo, or it might be pronounced Zoleo, I don't know. Someone's gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that. But it's a satellite attachment that can go with my phone, because we left our 4 kids back home and we wanted a way to be able to contact our relatives who are watching our kids for us in case there's an emergency back home that we need to be aware of. So what this device does is it allows us to be able to receive messages from them, and I can basically link with my phone because down here there is no cell service. So what I do is I can have it on airplane mode. I just turn on my Bluetooth and open up my app, and then I power this thing on. So I'll just power that on, and it starts connecting with the satellite, and then I can send messages back and forth to anyone in my contacts back at home to make sure that we're getting any emergency notifications. But the other thing I wanted to focus on as far as resiliency goes is there's a couple other features on this thing. There's a check mark. If I press that, it will let my loved ones back home know I'm okay, and it will send them the GPS location of where I'm at. And then there's this SOS button. So not only do I want to be able to get messages from back at home, but if we have an emergency down here in the canyon, let's say flash floods, because they can and do happen, I need to be able to call for emergency services to come help me. But here's where this company's done a great job considering human beings and resiliency. So we know first principle HPI is humans are fallible, even the best of us make mistakes. So what would be an error that I could make with this thing? And one thing they considered is, what if you accidentally press the SOS button, not intending to do that? So principle number 2 states that error likely situations are predictable, manageable, and preventable. And this is where they've really built some resiliency aspects in here that I wanted to demonstrate for you. So on the back, there are some clear instructions that specifically say, only use this SOS in emergency. It's gonna send a signal, search and rescue, or whoever the appropriate party is, wherever you are in the world, they're gonna get that message and they're gonna start using resources to come get you. So we have instructions. That brings us to a level 2. Hey, make sure you only use this in emergency. But even knowing the instructions, I could accidentally press this SOS button. Maybe I trip on the trail, or I thought I was pressing one button where I was pressing the other. When you actually activate the SOS, there's red lights that will then start flashing around this thing. So that brings us to that level 3 resiliency. It's gonna pique my senses. It's gonna look different. Hey, why is this red? And then moving up to level 4, they've actually created this little tab here. It's a temporary barrier where I literally have to flip it up to press that button. And if I let go, it will automatically shut on me. So I physically have to move this temporary barrier and hold down that button for 3 seconds. So they've predicted an error likely situation. They've tried to prevent it by bringing us to level 4 there, and then managing it as well. Even if I do all that and I activate the SOS, and then later on determine, oh wait, I'm not an emergency, I can then hold that button down for 5 seconds and it will cancel the SOS. Because we definitely don't want to be wasting resources and funds and manpower if there's not a true emergency. So I'd love your thoughts on other situations you've seen at work or at home where you definitely need a process or system to work in those rare emergency situations. But do you have the resiliency built in place, considering principle number 2, to anticipate that humans are going to make an error, and then how do you prevent it or manage it? So with that, if you are watching this HPI share, that means I made it out of the canyon later today. And knowing my current status, that's going to be quite the feat. But that's another HPI share for another time. See you then.